Hey everybody, this is Ryan with the Cold War Cast, and it's been a while since I've done a video. So far I've reserved these for talking about contemporary things that have some Cold War relevance. It's just kind of like one-off things or whatever. And that's pretty much what I plan on doing with videos at this point, but I do have some more coming up down the pike very soon. But anyway, this morning when I woke up I saw a notification on my phone from RT that China launched a rocket, they had a failure in this rocket. And it was a rocket designed to take decent-sized payloads into near space. So basically looking to get to the moon, or working on getting to the moon, that is. And the thing that jumped out to me is they named this rocket the Long March. And that's a tribute to Mao Zedong. And back in, I believe it was 1931, Mao Zedong in the captain's chair for the Chinese Communist Party led about 100,000 people, 100,000 of his followers, on a march that lasted 4 years and went 5,600 miles through some pretty treacherous terrain, deserts, the Tibet mountains, the Himalayas, just really inhospitable places, to the point where his enemies, the nationalists, were kind of like, what are these guys doing? They went through, swamps, everything. And after the end of this 4 years of suffering and marching and some fighting, they wound up with like 10, 15,000 of them still left. Mostly through death, but, of course, probably a little attrition, but mostly death. So these guys really stuck with the future chairman, Mao, through some really, really hard times. And this Long March, we probably won't chronicle the Long March in the podcast just because, it takes place in the 30s. So, we're kind of pushing back a little bit. But it is worthy of a little bit of study, just because it is so remarkable that they actually pulled this thing off. But it went a long way to creating the mythic figure of Mao Zedong, which will be relevant coming up in the next few years in our timeline, as the Chinese Communist Party takes over China, basically, in the civil war between the nationalists and the communists, and eventually Chairman Mao's cult of personality in China. A lot of it was forged right here during this Long March. Well, I think it's interesting that they named it the Long March after this. It shows that communism may not be well in China, but it's alive. That they're still looking back to this period instead of, like, say, earlier dynasties in Chinese history, or kind of more vague things or whatever, like calling it, like, the dragon rocket or whatever like that. The red dragon rocket. But I don't know, just because Mao Zedong's the guy that's going to be a little controversial to those of us in the West. So it is interesting they picked that. Just kind of a reminder that China is still a communist country. And, Chairman Mao is still in their hearts a little bit. He was very popular. He was popular enough, I guess. Of course, he stepped on some toes, but among the peasants, he was pretty popular. So I'm going to leave it there. It's just kind of an interesting note. And also, I got to admit, it is kind of a cool name to give to a rocket that is looking to the heavens. The Long March. It is a long march to space, I guess. And, it's going to be even longer for China now that the Long March failed. The rocket, that is. Mao's didn't fail, because ultimately he went on to become the chairman. So I'm going to leave it there. I'm still on my maternity leave, I guess, hiatus from the podcast. But that's going to end within the next couple of days for sure. I'm ready to go get back at it. So I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching.